Hey guys, it's that time again where I torture Laura by making her open cards.
That's what time it is.
What she's opening today is a Modern Horizons 2 set booster box. She's opening set boosters because we couldn't get draft boosters yet. There's going to be 30 packs in here, you're going to go through them. Just going to show off any rares. There might be more than one rare per pack.
Oh.
Because set boosters always have chances of more than one rare per pack.
Always?
They always have they don't always have more than one rare, but there's always a chance you can get them.
Okay.
For any set, I mean. And then this set, actually, draft boosters can have more than one rare because they have a dedicated slot for older cards.
Okay.
I'm going to zoom you in a little bit more. Alright, so for people who don't know, Modern Horizons 2 is a Magic set that goes straight into Modern, doesn't go into Standard. It consists of some new cards and some reprints. Almost all of the reprints were cards that were not previously Modern legal, with the exception of the enemy fetch lands, which they just reprinted because they are really expensive. Oh yeah,
Whoa.
There's an art card in each set, in each pack.
Ooh.
We don't need to spend too much time looking at those.
Do I need to go over all of the commons and uncommons?
You do not.
Okay.
You maybe need to move a little bit further in though.
I see. Oh, that's a rare.
So that's a rare, and that's a rare that is in the old border. So because this is a set about, you know, introducing things to Modern and whatnot, some of the new cards they're also putting into the old border because people like the old border.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to read it?
Can do.
Alright, it's a Douthie Voidwalker. For 2 black, it's a 3/2 shadow. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, instead exile it with a void counter on it. You can tap and sack it to choose an exiled card an opponent owns with a void counter on it. You may play it this turn without paying its mana cost. Ooh! That's something I wanted.
You don't get that one, but if we get to 5 of them, you get one.
Mine.
No, you get foils and special borders and stuff, but I still get the first 4 of the regular ones.
But I opened it.
No, that's not how that works. We've been over this. Read it out.
Piru the Volatile. For 2 black, 2 white, 2 red, and 2. It's a 7/7 with flying and lifelink. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay red, white, and black. When it dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. That seems real good if you can play it. Is that's just a...
So that's a reprint one, because the reprints that were not previously in Modern have their original set symbol as a watermark.
Ah.
And then that is one of the sketch variant cards. That's
Okay.
the like alternate style for this set.
I like it. Oh, that's
a
really
foil.
pretty.
Hey, it's another rare.
Alright, so it's a Sterling Grove. It's a green and white enchantment. Other enchantments you control have Shroud. And for 1, you sacrifice it, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, shuffle, and put that card on top.
Ooh.
Is that another rare?
Yes, that is a card from the list.
Oh.
So the list is a thing that you can get in set boosters. About 1 in every 4 packs is going to have a card from the list. And they're reprints of cards, but they have this little Planeswalker symbol in the bottom.
Oh.
That's actually quite a good one to get.
So it's Training Grounds. Costs blue, it's an enchantment. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost up to 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the amount of mana an ability costs to activate to less than 1. Okay.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that the cards from the list are in these boosters, because you can obviously get cards that were not previously Modern legal on the list and are still not Modern legal.
Oh, so yeah, why are they in a Modern set?
Yeah, because they're only in the set boosters, because set boosters have the list, but it's not something I like.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
That...
Well, art card. I think basic lands are also only in set boosters, so I don't remember seeing them in draft boosters.
Okay. So our rare is Harmonic Prodigy. Red and 1 for a 1/3 with prowess. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. And And then a Nykthos Paragon. 2 white and 4 for a 4/6. Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn. I played that in the pre-release.
I remember.
It was quite good. Is this foil?
No, it's just a rare.
Okay, so there's 3 rares?
Well, so you get at least 1 rare in your regular part of the booster. You can get 2 rares, which we did.
Okay.
And then this is the reprint slot.
Oh.
So you can get a rare in the reprint slot too. Which you
Okay.
did.
So we've got a lot of rares already. This is Goblin Bombardment.
I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit.
Okay.
So you can see a bit more. There we go.
So it's a red and 1 for an enchantment. Sacrifice a creature. Goblin Bombardment deals 1 damage to any target. I like that. And that's one of the old borders. Okay.
That's foil and a token.
Gosh, there's a lot going on with these packs.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with a lot of different things. I don't love it.
It's a foil land.
Oh yeah, sometimes the basic can be foil.
Okay. Ooh. So that's a mythic. We got Dakon Shadow Slayer. He's white, blue, black. He's got 0 loyalty.
Maybe you should keep reading him and we'll see what happens, see if that's explained somewhere.
He enters the battlefield with a number of loyalty counters on him equal to the number of lands you control.
There you go.
Okay. So his +1 is Surveil 2, -3 is exile target creature, -6 is you may put an artifact card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. Okay. Whatever.
So if you have enough lands, he can
Just come in and do that?
Straight
Ooh, I like this
away. Foil
dog.
dog. See, so that one we only got 1.
Okay.
Well, we got a mythic, but we only got 1 rare or better.
Okay. Alright, it's starting to make sense. It doesn't make sense. I do like the art cards. Okay, so we've got am I allowed to say that word?
Yes, you can say damn.
Okay, well it's 2 black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature. A creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated. And it's got overload for 2 and 2 white. Totally lost.
That's an advert on the back of a token.
Yeah, but it was Fibblethip.
It was Fibblethip. So damn is basically for 2 black. It's targeted removal, but you can overload it for the cost of Wrath of God.
Ooh,
Yeah, there you go.
I want that. Oh, I almost missed it.
Yeah.
We got a Nettle Cyst. For 3, it's an artifact equipment. It's a living weapon. So when it enters, you get a germ, right?
Yeah, you have a 0/0 germ that this is attached to.
Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. And it's got an equip cost of 2. That could get real big real quick.
Yes.
And then we also have Out of Time for 2 white and 1. When it enters the battlefield, untap all creatures, then phase them out until Out of Time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on Out of Time for each creature phased out this way. Why?
You mean why?
Why? Why would you play this? Like, I don't understand.
So if your opponent has a load of creatures, you can phase them all out, and they stay phased out until Out of Time goes away.
Oh, it's not just, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Oh, that's a cool sketch card.
Some of the sketch cards look okay. I'm not a huge fan of them.
I think they're neat.
But I am actually looking forward to the D&D sets ultimate cards, because they're creatures from D&D, and the ultimate style is their original monster manual artwork.
That is pretty neat.
Just in general, I'm not a huge fan of the ultimate styles too much. There you go. You hit a rare.
Chef's Kiss. 2 red and 1 for an instant. Gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player. Copy it, then reselect the targets at random for the spell and the copy. The new targets can't be you or a permanent you control. That's neat.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a nice reprint, is the Gorilla Shaman.
Okay.
And that's a card from the list.
Okay.
Gorilla Shaman was just a nice pauper card. That was annoying to get in Modern Border. Because it was a card that there was a Modern Border version, but it wasn't Modern Legal. Because it was originally in Ice Age block, and then when they did Cold Snap, the theme decks included some cards from Ice Age and Alliances in the Modern Border.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of confusing.
So many squirrels. Look at these squirrels.
Yeah, there's a lot of squirrel stuff going on in the set.
I like it. We've got Gaia's Will. It's a sorcery with suspend for...
You pay a green to suspend it.
Okay.
And it has suspend for, so that's how many turns it's suspended for.
Okay. Until end of turn, you may play lands and cast spells from your graveyard. If a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, exile it instead. Okay. That's a pretty foil.
So do you actually know which cards we're looking for from the set, which are the most valuable?
Not a clue.
So the most valuable is Ragavan, who is a monkey.
Oh, okay.
He's a 1-mana 2/1 who can also be dashed, and when he deals damage to an opponent, you make a treasure and you can play the top card of their library.
Oh my gosh, this is cute.
That is quite cute. But on top of that, we're looking for fetch lands. They're the next most valuable, but I already have those, so I'd rather get the Urza Sagas.
Sure. Ooh.
An old border mythic.
That's cool. We've got Turok Dread Cantor. He's black and 1 for a 2/1. He's got Kicker for black. What's Kicker?
Kicker is when you cast it, you can also pay the kicker cost on top.
Okay, so he's got protection from white. Whenever an opponent discards a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, target opponent discards 2 cards at random. That's cool.
So there's a Arid Mesa.
Okay.
So there's a card which is not in Modern. You just didn't read out Arid Mesa. Like everyone knows what the fetch lands do.
Yeah.
There's a card that's not in Modern called Turok, which he's Turok, but it's black. Target player discards 2 cards at random.
Okay.
So it's like you play him, but if you kick him, you also get Turok.
That's kind of neat.
Because Turok is way too good for Modern.
But you can put it on a guy.
Yeah, it's fine as a kicker cost, because you can't play it on turn 2.
We got a mythic Murktide Regent. Oh, that's a pretty dragon. I want it.
Once I get 5, you can have it.
So, 2 blue and 5 for a 3/3 with flying. He enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each instant and sorcery card exiled with it.
You missed that he had Delve.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you're exiling those
Got
cards.
it. Okay. And then whenever an instant or sorcery leaves your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I love him. He's wonderful.
He's very good as well.
Oh, it's that squirrels.
Yeah. Make squirrels.
Make squirrels.
Yeah, did you not read what it did?
Does it make squirrels?
Yeah. It's one in a green, make a 1/1 squirrel, but with storm.
Oh. That's probably good in storm decks.
I actually don't think it is that good in storm decks. I think it's good in squirrel decks for things like Commander.
Good in Squirrel Storm.
That's not a thing, but okay.
Gonna make it a thing.
Okay. You do that.
Diamond Lion. I like him. He's a kitty. He's
Yeah.
2 mana artifact creature. He's a 2/2. You can tap him, discard your hand, sacrifice him, and add 3 mana of any one color.
Activate only as an instant.
So you can do stuff.
What?
I don't know.
Activate only as an instant.
Ooh!
Activate only as instant is so that you can't use it to pay a mana cost of a spell. Because so that you can't say, I'm going to cast this, I'll sacrifice him to pay for it.
Okay.
You have to, yeah.
I see.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so what is this, like a extended art?
It's completely different art. It's full art. The extended art cards, which are the regular art stretched out with no border, are only in collector boosters. But the like alternate art full arts, you can get regular boosters, and that's one of the nicest ones. I really like that one.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's Mishra's Factory. You can tap it to add a colorless mana, or for 1 it becomes a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature until end of turn, but it's also still a land. You can tap it, target assembly worker creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That seems good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh hey, that's that art that I liked.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, there's another card from the list.
That?
Yeah.
Creepy. Okay, well, we're learning stuff, I guess. I'm not retaining any of this.
No. We could film another box opening of this tomorrow. I'd have to go through all the same things again. Ooh, that one's quite expensive too. That's quite a nice one.
Ignoble Hierarch. Isn't there a Noble Hierarch?
There is a Noble Hierarch, yeah.
Okay. So for green, it's a 0/1 Exalted, and you can tap it to add black, red, or green.
Noble Hierarch is 1 green for a 0/1 with Exalted that taps for green, white, or blue.
Oh. I see. What is this?
Just a random insert card.
It had like a lot of words.
Instructions for like a mini game if you want to play that.
Oh, let's play the mini game.
No, open the packs.
Inevitable Betrayal. That's dramatic. It's a sorcery and you have to suspend it. So it's 2 blue and 1 for suspend 3. Search target opponent's library for a creature card and put that card onto the battlefield under your control. Then that player shuffles. Wow. Really?
What? Do you think it's really good or really bad? I can't tell from your voice.
I think it's really good. You just get to go get an opponent's creature.
Yeah.
That's
If they have big creatures, it's good.
yeah, that seems quite good.
But unless you're cascading and cheating it into play, you have to like suspend it on turn 3, which means you get to cast it on turn 6.
Look, it's that mini game again.
It's maybe a different one. There's a few of those.
Oh no.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just a random insert. You can ignore it.
Foil Swamp.
Nice. The basic art in this set is actually really nice.
If you say so.
Hey!
Hey, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Urza's Saga. As this saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sacrifice after 3. So the first one is Urza's Saga gains tap, add, colorless. Second one is it gains 2 and for 2 mana and tap, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. And the third one is search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So that was the one that you wanted, right?
Yeah. It's a land. You missed out saying that it's an enchantment land.
Oh.
So it's just your land drop for the turn. And the way it works is when it gets a second counter, you can then tap it for a construct. But then on your next turn, when the third counter goes on the stack, you can tap it again to make another construct.
Before
and then
you
still
put
go
the
get
counter?
the 0 and 1. 0 and 1.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Wow. Oh, that's another rare. We got Braid's Cabal Minion. 2 black and 2 for a 2/2. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices an artifact, creature, or land. That's
that again.
yeah. Okay. So are we doing good? I feel like we're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing alright. We've only got 1 mythic so far though.
Really? Not 2?
I think it's just the 1. I think it's only that planeswalker. Oh no, we hit the dragon.
I thought so.
Yeah. But still, we could do with some more mythics. But we got Urza Sun.
Oh, that's really pretty.
And there's only one fetch land, which we would always like more of. But
Sure. We have a Master of Death. Black, blue, 1 for a 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it's in your graveyard, you may pay 1 life to return it to your hand. That's cool. Ooh, I like this.
the alt art Phantasmal Dreadmore.
Yeah. Do any of the dragons have sketch cards?
Yeah, that mythic one does.
Ooh. I'm gonna need so many of that. What's going on with this? Is this a alt
This
art?
is sketch variant, yeah.
Oh,
Rare.
okay. Alright, so it's Scythus?
Sure.
Sure. Harvest's Hand. Green and a white for a 1/2. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life and draw a card. That's cool.
They printed basically the whole Enchantress deck into Modern, with the but they printed her instead of the regular Enchantress.
We also have Zabaz the Glimmer Wasp, and I already love him, even though I haven't read him yet. For 1 mana, he's a 0/0. We've got Modular 1. What is Modular?
He comes in with a +1/+1 counter on him, and when he dies, you can move his counters.
If a modular triggered ability would put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, put that many +1/+1 counters. That many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead.
It's that many +1/+1/+1 counter.
Oh.
It's
What?
yeah.
For a red, he destroys a target artifact, and for a white, he gains flying. So, yeah, love him. He's a deer. Is this also rare?
That is a rare.
Fire and ice. So, how's this work? You can cast either or both?
You can't cast both, you can cast either.
Okay. So fire is red and 1 to deal 2 damage divided among 1 or 2 targets. And ice is blue and 1. Tap target permanent, draw a card. Yep, about halfway through the box.
Yeah, only 30 packs in set booster boxes. Not your 36 like you get in draft boxes.
Why is that?
I don't know. That's just how they decided to do it.
Cool. I guess. We have Verdant Command. That's a thing, right?
What?
Is that a thing?
What do you mean is
Like
it
a good thing?
What?
Is it a good thing?
I mean, I don't know. It just came out. I don't know how many people are super excited about it. But
Okay. Green and 1 for an instant. You can choose 2. Target player creates 2 tapped 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. Counter target loyalty ability of a planeswalker. Exile target card from a graveyard. Target player gains 3 life. Well, it makes squirrels, so it can't be that bad.
Okay.
Why are these packs so hard to open? Yeah, there's our squirrel.
Okay. You got a scroll token. Well done.
Sorry, there's a lot to take in there.
Looking at an archon saying absolutely nothing makes a great video.
Ooh, there's
Hey,
a mythic. So we've got Fury. It's 2 red and 3 for a 3/3 double strike. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers, and it has Evoke.
Do you want to read the evoke cost?
Oh, Evoke. Exile a red card from your hand. I don't want to do that.
Do you know what evoke is?
No.
So evoke is a different way of casting it, and it means that when it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice it.
Oh.
So you can evoke it. So instead of paying its mana cost, you can exile another red card and just play it. So then you get the effect of dealing the 4 damage.
Okay.
But then you sacrifice it straight away.
Oh.
Unless you have a flicker effect, in which case you can evoke it, deal the 4 damage, and then flicker it, deal 4 damage again, and then it's there.
Oh.
So evoke stuff is good with flicker.
I see. Foil.
Yep.
Dermotaxi. It's a 2-mana artifact vehicle with imprint. So as it enters the battlefield, exile a creature card from a graveyard. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control until end of turn. Dermotaxi becomes a copy of the exiled card, except it's a vehicle artifact in addition to its other types. Interesting. Ooh, and then we have a timeless dragon. He's beautiful. 2 white and 3 for a 5/5 with flying. We've got plane cycling 2 and eternalize for 2 white and 2. Exile this card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie dragon with no mana cost.
Yep.
I love it. Oh, and then we also got Enchantress's Presence. Green and 2 enchantment. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. Oh, and then we have another rare. Magus of the Bride. Is this a sketch
Bridge.
one? Oh gosh, I can't read. Is this a sketch one?
Yeah.
Okay. So Magus of the Bridge, apparently. 3 black for a 4/4. Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. When a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, exile it.
Exile
Magus of the Bridge.
Don't.
Yeah. Sorry.
That would be. Oops. It's bridge from below, but on a creature.
Okay.
That's why he's Magus of the Bridge.
I get it.
Bride.
Oh, I see. Maybe he... Oh, look at that. It's so shiny.
The artist's actually auctioning the original artwork for that at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, it's currently just over 10 grand at the time of filming.
So shiny. Okay, we've got General Ferris Rokirik. Red, white, 1 for a 3/1. Hexproof from monocolored. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a 4/4 red and white golem artifact creature token. Alright. That's a lot of squirrels.
Thank you for your insight.
I'm just here to help. Oh, we got Marsh Flats.
Nice.
And we also got Vindicate. Black, white, 1, sorcery, destroy target permanent. Oh, so that could get rid of lands too.
Yep.
Like any permanent.
Any permanent.
Any permanent.
And
Is that a list card?
It is a list card.
Cool.
That is a list card that is from Modern Horizons 1.
Okay.
But you also can get Modern Horizons 1 cards in this set, but in old border.
Oh.
But I think they only come in collector boosters. This set's so confusing.
So confusing. So you said there were 30 packs, right?
Yeah.
So this is down to the last 10.
Should be, yeah. Gross.
That was a hiccup. Leave me alone. Resurgent Belief. Suspend 2 for 1 and a white. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay.
We picked quite a few of those suspend only cards.
Yeah.
I think there's a full cycle of 5. I know there's at least 4 of them, and you've opened 3 so far.
There's a lot of suspending going on.
Yeah.
Alright, we have AV Progenitor Ooze. 3 green and 2 for a 2/2. Legendary creature with Storm. It isn't legendary if it's a token. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other ooze you control. Ooze. Oh, is that a foil out of time?
Yeah, we've already read that one.
Cool. I don't have to read it again.
Yeah.
And it's shiny.
Yeah.
So is that going to be worth anything?
I mean, more than the non-foil, but I don't think a lot.
Ooh, that one has a signature.
Yeah, is that the first signature one that we've got?
I think so. It's the first one I've noticed.
I guess they're only in 5% of boosters, so you get like 1 or 2 per box.
That's not many.
No.
Ooh. Okay, there's another mythic.
Nice.
We have Sylvan of Sea and Sky. 2 blue and 1 for a 3/4. It has indestructible as long as you control at least 2 other merfolk. When it attacks, you draw a card, and other merfolk you control have ward 1. Seems good in a merfolky type deck.
A merfolky type deck.
Yeah,
a deck with merfolk in it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Merfolky type.
Merfolky type.
See? We're learning all about the magics and the squirrels.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. That's what I said. Territorial Kavu. Red-green. For a star, it's got domain. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Whenever it attacks, choose one. You can discard a card, and if you do, draw a card, or exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. How exciting. And then we have Academy Manufacturer. 3 for a 1/3. If you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create 1 of each. That seems good. That's a thing.
That's a list card.
It's a jellyfish card.
It's a jellyfish.
Don't worry, we're coming to the end. Ooh!
There you go, there's our art card of that dragon.
That's mine.
Sure. You can have the art cards for the first time.
Good. Dress Down. Blue 1 for an enchantment with flash. When it enters, draw a card. Creatures lose all abilities. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. Okay, that's kind of fun. We also have Solitary Confinement. For 2 and a white, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you discard a card. Skip your draw step. You have Shroud. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you.
So that's another big piece of the Enchantress deck that they reprint.
Okay, that's cool.
Because if you get down stuff that draws cards whenever you play an enchantment,
Sure.
you can just keep refilling your hand.
Yeah, you don't need a draw step.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I believe in you.
Let's try the bottom. There we go. We have Unmarked Grave. Black and 1 for a sorcery. Search your library for a non-legendary card. Put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle. Okay. And Wonder. Blue and 3 for a 2/2 with flying. As long as Wonder is in your graveyard and you control an island, creatures you control have flying. That's cool. I like that. Ooh, and then we got a foil Rise and Shine. Blue and 1 for a sorcery. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 +1/+1 counters on each artifact that became a creature this way. it also has an overload cost. So of 2 blue and 4.
Yeah.
So okay.
So overload means you do it to all of them.
And then a list card.
Yeah. A list. I know it's Veil of Summer, but it's a list uncommon from a year ago.
That seems like not the list cards we want to be pulling.
No. We want to be pulling, like, very old list cards.
Well, Mountain. Priest of Fell Rites. Black-white for a 2/2. You tap it to pay 3 life, sacrifice it, and then you can return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. It also has an unearth cost of white-black 3. So you can return the card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we also got a foil Karmic Guide in this pack. 2 white and 3 for a 2/2 with flying protection from black. It's got Echo, cost of 2 white and 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if this came under your control since the beginning of your last upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay its Echo cost. My goodness. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's complicated.
No, you play it, you return the creature, and then you can decide if you want to keep it or not.
Probably don't.
Depends on what else you've got going on.
Maybe do. 3 packs left.
You just decided the answer to all Echo is just no, I'll not pay the cost.
Sylvan Anthem. 2 green for an enchantment. Green creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a green creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. I also want to point out this metal axolotl. What a cutie.
People hate that card.
Why?
Because, so there is a card printed that is a 7 mana 4/4 with affinity for artifacts, but doesn't have artifact land cycling. So they just made a strictly better one, and people really like the old one.
Oh.
And they don't like him.
But look at how cute he is. Love him, people. Love him.
Read the Squirrel Mob.
I will absolutely read the Squirrel Mob. It's 2 green and 1 for a 2/2. It gets +1/+1 for each other squirrel on the battlefield. How exciting. And then a list card.
Another uncommon from just a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm. It's on the list. Ooh.
Oh, so that's the one I said that was really expensive, but it's the nice old art version of the really expensive card.
So that's like super really expensive?
Yep, that is a very good one.
Alright, so we've got Ragavan Pilfer. He's only 1 red for a 2/1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. It's also got a dash cost of 1 and a red.
Do you know what dash is?
It like puts it in with haste, but then goes back to your hand at the end of turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's real good.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Awesome. So we got a Mythic Grief. 2 black and 2, 3/2 with Menace. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So is that like Thoughtseize, but on a creature?
Sort of.
Okay. And it's got an evoke cost to exile a black card from your hand. Also a Sterling Grove.
Which you've already read out. Hey, final pack.
Woo!
That one was a really good pack.
Yeah, you can't argue with fancy full art mythic nonsense, monkey.
And then another mythic.
I like that. Got Karth the Lion. Green black 2 for a 3/5. Whenever Karth the Lion enters the battlefield or a planeswalker you control dies, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Planeswalker's loyalty abilities you activate cost an additional +1 to activate. That's cool.
Yeah.
We also have Fractured Sanity. 3 blue, sorcery. Each opponent mills 14 cards. My goodness. That's a lot of cards.
Yeah.
It's also got cycling for 1 and a blue. When you cycle Fractured Sanity, each opponent mills 4 cards. That's a lot of cards. Oh, cool. And then we got a
nice.
sketch foil Esper Sentinel. It's a white 1/1. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power.
That's really good.
Cool.
That's one of the more expensive rares as well as that Esper Sentinel. So we got it in foil in the variant.
Awesome.
Alright, decent box.
Yeah,
You did well.
I feel like we did okay.
Yeah, we definitely did. Alright, you can say goodbye now.
Goodbye now.
I really hate you.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all.